Kurumjay, a very good evening. You are watching Primetime English Bulletin on SKTV, and I'm Victoria Rajkumari. Before we begin, let's take a look at the headlines first. Kokomi Students Front shuts down the Chief Electoral Office at Imphal and Geological Survey of India at Takil. Federation of Civil Society Organization Folks Manipur submits a memorandum to Ministry of Home Affairs in New Delhi. Highlights 5 points on the Manipur crisis. Congress leader Okrami Bobi's terms governor's decision to take chopper for Raj Bhavan to avoid protesters in Imphal areas as shameful act. People continue to protest against a Gwaltabi incident, demand Governor A.K. Bhalla to take responsibility rather than escaping from protesters. All Manipur United Clubs Organization Namako slams Ministry of Home Affairs for not taking responsibility as a third party after mediating talks between civil society organization on Manipur violence. National Investigation Agency NIA charge sheets 3 more from Mizoram in arms trafficking case linked to Manipur violence. And now the top stories. Kokomi Students Front closed down the Chief Electoral Office located at Imphal and Office of Geological Survey of India located at Takil today. It was conducted after Kokomi announced that they will start closing down central institutions and offices. Speaking on the sidelines, convener of Kokomi Students Front, Sukham Vidyananda, highlighted that the offices were closed down as a part of Kokomi's demand, seeking a public apology and resignation of Chief Secretary, Security Advisor and DGP over the controversial incident of May 20 which occurred at Gwaltabi. He added that the authority remains silent despite people across the state protesting against the incident. He further criticized the governor for choosing to travel by helicopter from Imphal International Airport to Raj Bhavan while citizens lined the roadside waiting for his arrival. He argued that this decision disregards the sentiments of the people of Manipur and undermines their presence. Sukham Vidyananda further said that Kokomi decided to close down central institutions as a result of the governor's ignorance.
Governor Manipur ki miyam da koi ki Gwaltabi ki me ki tang kun incident ki maram da Manipur ki miyam da la le haija gadabani loinana DGP Security Advisor aduga Chief Secretary hariba concern authority top official ahum si moral ground pham thadu kadamni haiba demand si tawurgan da koi khongjang changchilaga lakpani adubu miyam na changchilaba khongjang asibu kaisu thawai dang asi phau da Manipur ki miyam da la le haija bagi thong asi phau pangthok leitri Manipur ki miyam da adugu usit thawai da bagi thong man thong sin maram mai kana Manipur ki miyam ki thamoi ki pin da bagi adugumba miyam ki khola wase hene ne kanselak bagi macha Masigi Manungsana Koi Kokominangarang, Penadreba, Miami Mochelakanda Koi Central Institute Sing, Education, Aduga, Essential Service Nataba, Aduma Central Office Tingjam Kong Chanchalani, and Laktoki Besara Moina Koi Asi, Asikum Central Institute Sing, as a Koi Tingjam Kongjanchi, Satazaraponi.
Meanwhile, a large number of protesters stormed at the DC office Porompa today, demanding a public apology from Manipur governor in connection with the Gwaltabi incident occurred on May 20. Notably, Kokomi had appealed the public to storm at DC complex and submit memorandum as a part of its statewide mass agitations announced recently. Protesters in large numbers, including women folk of Kurai Lamlong Bazaar and Kurai Apun Bambaira Paibi, marched towards the DC complex from Lamlong side. Security forces tried to stop the protesters at various points. However, the protesters managed to reach the DC Imphal East complex and held protester there. A delegation of Federation of Civil Society Folks Manipur drew the attention of officials of Ministry of Home Affairs by submitting a memorandum on Manipur crisis in New Delhi today. Folks has reportedly put forward 5 key discussion points to better understand the current situation in Manipur and where things need to go. The delegation of Folks, led by its president, BM Yaim Shah, informed the MHA that the situation in Manipur demands operational agility, strategic clarity, and the rejection of fatalistic explanations to restore public trust and prevent further erosion of stability. It also demanded the centre to deny the demand of Kuki-Zo communities for a separate administration in the form of union territory by emphasizing on the distinct historic and indivisible identity of Manipur as princely state that predates India's independence. Folks said this reasoning will provide a deeper emotional and political validation for the Meiteis. Such a framing might also serve to deter similar separatist aspirations among other groups in the future. The delegation of Folks held a meeting with MHA advisor to Northeast, A.K. Mishra, Joint Director IB Rajesh Kambal, along with other IB officers. The meeting started from 2 p.m. and continued till the 4:45 p.m. today. Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee, MPCC, observed a 61st death anniversary of India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, during a function that was held at Congress Bhavan today. Speaking on the sidelines of the program, CLP leader Autonomy Bobby targeted the previous late BJP government for their failure in handling the Manipur crisis. He added that the failure of the BJP-led state government has dragged the state backward by over 30 years, and it will take a long time and efforts to bring back to the path of recovery and progress. Condemning the incident that took place at Gwaltabi checkpoint, Autonomy Bobby said, Maha Regiment will not have acted on its own without the direction of authority. Therefore, the authority who is responsible, whether it is governor, the security advisor, must tender apology to the people of Manipur. Speaking further, Ibobi also lambasted the governor for taking the chopper from airport to his bungalow, which is just 6 to 8 kilometers, as he could not face the protests of people.
Hujik Poba Maharizimin Kangusi, Excel Loudon and Tumina Lake Karikinova. Maharizimin no way Hajan Gadam Kulolaga, a koi Shoigrena, Shoigre Hibana Yaroeva, Excel Logadam never. Excel Lodi Sikarikino, Tumina Lake, Narang Maktalu, kilometer Manga, Taruki, Yaportaina, Sibova, Lapa, Lambisi, the Boo. Governor say, like Panga even in she. Kilometer Manga, Taruki, Siju, other jungle the Kaida Sapa Lambishunatava. Shideda, Bairota, Trebel, Tobungam Dana. Helicopter na pick up tawga sida targa rajavan sangi siu ikai ni ngai ni si ikai ni ngai ni kanano ikai du si Amit Shah du ni Narendra Modi si ikai ni ngai ne ba se Manipur si India ki saru ama natti hair so government of India na highway roba clarification to bi roba adu Manipur ki atai CSO lairi ne moi BJP ki manung sing do 45 to Hanas Raj Bhavan da ongta punchal laga moi ongtang constitution na pi ba hai tare akoi hak ni ko governor da haije gadom na tie ba akoi government semage akoi leader si laire hai ba se haige haidana CSO punchal na view jo ikai dra ba se irresponsible loi ba madu statement ne na ide smai thamjani.
Women folk, students and locals along Singjamai to Lilong Strait took out on the street and formed human chain today in protest against the recent Gwaltabi incident. During the protests, which were jointly organized under the aegis of Amuko, Kohar, MSF, Amowa and Poirei Leimarol Maira Paibi, the protesters denounced the Gwaltabi incident, where security forces instructed a Manipur state transport bus carrying a media persons en route to cover Shiroi Lili festival in Ukhrul district to remove the signage. They also shouted various slogans which include Manipur governor must tender an apology for the Gwaltabi incident, stop union government's divide and rule policy to break up Manipur, and Manipur cannot be obliterated. Speaking to media persons, a protester stated that Manipur governor cannot shy away from the Gwaltabi incident, adding that The instruction to conceal Manipur State Transport signage from the bus might have been given from government top officials. Another protester said that the Manipur governor, security advisor, chief secretary and DGP must hold accountable for the incident. President of Amuko, Farijam Nando Luwang, has asserted that it will not take part in talks unless the Ministry of Home Affairs take decisive actions. I beg your pardon. Speaking to media persons at its office in Kwakitela Kamlekai today, Farijam Nando Luwang said Ministry of Home Affairs convened a meeting by engaging both Kuki and Meitei CSOs. After much deliberation, the CSOs from two communities agreed on 6-point resolution roadmap to peace in Manipur under the watch of Centre. But now Kuki CSOs have decided to pull out from the agreement. Expressing his disappointment, Farijam Nando Luwang said the meeting between Kuki and Meitei CSOs was held with Centre as third party, but with Kuki CSOs pulling out from the agreed 6-point resolutions. It is the prerogative of Ministry of Home Affairs to ensure that the 6-point resolution is implemented. Speaking further, Nando Luwang pointed out that Centre's insistent to facilitate a talk between Meitei CSOs and Kuki militant groups raises suspicion to its Centre of having a hidden agenda. He further demanded for resignation of Governor, Chief Secretary and Security Advisor for failing to stand in the interest of people.
Minister of Home Affairs, I see a pang kalaba, Saurabak, Barat Sigi, Adumoyama, powerful Losangamania. Doctor Tabakadi, a Queen Manipur issue, Sigadi, Matang, the Warusian Puragama, Tabuksa, Mokosi, Yamna in Active. Habakudozu, Yam the simple negotiator Moena, Middle Mela Moena, Yam simple Tarpat, Yemoena, Tabakto. I didn't hear Magaluna, Labak Sigi Ladiba, Ain Si Matungina, Labak Si Constitution Matungina, Tabaktogi, Hinabi Lake. Maduma koi wari saro matun experience am phangye mapalam dagi changjal leba su di goi balu singba mayam khanto mara leba ain kaina su gi ground thugairaga thabak tawusing phau su gi matam loi ba su di makhata na sanarnu haibna singba popi thaba yaroi dija phore da mi henjal mi changjal lakba yaroi haibna singba wafam mayam je koi de num haidna leidoi neba masi leba gi miyam gi interest neba chi wafam je ku ki jo sing amata yaroi adudi akoi na makhata na minister of home affairs ga wari sa da si wafam je pukhala chu Kuki jo sing ne yarakti harga sum tawredo targati wari sabdi kana be kari leidun haiba wafam mama ko de thilda we.
The National Investigation Agency (NIA) has filed a supplementary charge sheet against 3 individuals from Mizoram in connection with a case involving the trafficking and distribution of illegal arms, ammunition and explosives to insurgent groups in northeast India. The accused, Banlal Dailova, Lanwin Puya and Lalring Chunga, alias Albert, are all residents of Mizoram. They were arrested on December 6, 2024, after arms, ammunition and explosive materials were recovered during searches conducted at their residences. According to the NIA, the trio play a significant role in supporting terrorist activities and fueling violent conflict in Manipur by distributing weapons to insurgent groups. The investigation revealed that the accused were active collaborators in the illegal arms network and were instrumental in exacerbating tensions and destabilizing peace efforts in the northeastern belt. Banlandailova, a licensed arms and ammunition dealer, allegedly conspired with 2 other co-accused, that is, Lanhaimwa and Lalhaimwa, to illegally supply weapons across the border and into Manipur. The NIA has also maintained that he misused his dealership to facilitate such activities. They have been charged under relevant sections of the Indian Penal Code (IPC), the Arms Act 1959, the Explosive Substances Act 1908, and the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. Republican Party of India Dhwale Manipur Youth Committee RPI MYC has urged the Manipur government to include a retired judge of High Court in the inquiry committee formed to inquire the recent Gwal-Tabi incident. Addressing a press meet held at Maipa venue located at Konung Mamang, RPI MYC General Secretary Thokchom Mangalsana asserted that it takes strong exception to the Gwal-Tabi incident, which they describe as an unfortunate incident which undermines the people of Manipur. He also demanded the government to take actions against the officials involved, further demanding Mangalsana to include a retired judge of High Court in the inquiry committee set up recently by the government to inquire upon the incident at the earliest. The RPI MYC General Secretary said that it will fight through legal channels if the government failed to translate their demand into action at the earliest.
Gwal-Tabi Thudoka Mari Lenana Inquiry Committee Maselga Sida High Court retired just sama Hapina RPI Yuki Makai Mari Lenaba Singi Pudding Sister. Kaniguma Mana Sida Tapak to Pirtama Taragadi, Legally Batang Lauragani.
Manipur Students Federation MSF has announced that an organization called the Manipur Youth Front MYF is banned for reportedly tarnishing the image of MSF. Speaking at a press conference held at MSF's premise at Kwakaitel Thongnautum Lekai today, General Secretary of MSF Sundar Kuman asserted that MYF Manipur Youth Front is an organization formed by some individuals for its personal gain. He further highlighted that the organization was run by self-claimed convener Asim Sanatomba, co-convener Administration Iringbam Pupil, and co-convener Finance in Charge Oinam Ningtamba, along with other members. Sundar further highlighted that these individuals had taken up various activities which has affected the image of MSF.
Manipur Youth Front Naiba organization Linkalakanda Masagi Lana Interesta, Tabak Toramba, Hariba organization Sing, Assistem Liba, Mue Ahum, I coin a Pagalaba Matunda, Makoina Toramiba, Masagi Lana Interesta, Kudum Chabalonaba, Ponuna Bakaya, Puna Pamina, Kanda Wakanta Minare, Loinana, Hariba, Manipur Youth Front Hariba, organization Asisu, Manipur Students Federation, Messiana, Nasidagi, Amuana, Tabak Tawaya, Haiduna, Hariba organization, Messiana, Matam Chupaguina.
The People's Progressive Alliance of Manipur, along with other organizations and people, marched towards Manipur Assembly Complex at Chingmaironga today, seeking information and transparency regarding the budget allocated for MLAs during suspended animation from the Speaker and Secretary. Speaking to media, Thokchom Sujata, president of Imagi Meira, has said that 10 Kuki MLAs are still getting their benefits provided by the Assembly despite demanding for a separate administration. She added that an official letter was submitted to the Speaker via Secretary demanding to inform the public about the funds allocated for MLAs. The relevant authority, however, urged the protesters to get the information after Speaker Shutdowns returned from Siroi Festival. Furthermore, Sujata criticized the MLAs for neglecting their responsibilities and disregarding important state issues under the guise of suspended animation. She further stated that if they persist in their indifferences, they should step down on moral grounds.
I made a suspended Kangu say, Makoigi, Tahi Magi budget, Mogi Laiba Kunimato, Amtang Preza Kanzaning Haidana, Zangbani, Adu Tang Tapisamba Pose, and Hanoi Friday, the Mulaksarame, Mogi Secretary the Tabani, Pose, Adu Ban over Marana, ID, Speaker the Sinagram Muhaida, GSA, Moiloraga, Pau Pangzere, Speaker the Sinagrabani, Mashiro, the Festival Japanina, Malaga, Lobi Roche, Haide. Hoy na mulai na re ngasi khong na thong na laga akoi haige har kan na mu speaker na hara me rohit laga unaroye Yengoba Secretary Launa, Mogi Manunda agenda, Assembly Suk Mandir Wariba, Miana Pujato Riba, Praza Mangi Manipuri Raksata Naba, Assembly say, when the Sanari Road man Zengoba. See, I quit Praza Kamba Topa, Hakamba Port of Yaku Dimata, when the Yadi had an Aibam PBU have never. Pibang Amaro having Aibam PBUna. Others who Pibang and there, Hayang Gorenta Lene, Moy Trosa Penham, my Kendra Kendada, Nuana Tona Lene, Aduka Waymansina, it's a Isus Lai, Sutam Gadamana, says it out the Vietnam, Iram with the Magna, talk to the Honore, I don't make a single port, I don't hang on the target, Moika Lake, Ataka Lake, where Rizento have a posse, a PP and a Sanzalani, Madame de Moquika, Gumanta, Wongam Draba, a Quaking Bitamo with the Bal Habato, Moy Emilega, Young Hagam and Oramni, Lady Moy Tarasa Tibadusu, Nasimo, a separate Harasu, but then I must make a low later meba. It's in my Bokilo Ribuzi. I don't carry no one son of every lamase. Where politics games him and leva.
People's Progressive Alliance Manipur PPAM has submitted a memorandum to President of India at Rajpati Bhavan, highlighting the crisis in Manipur, requesting for urgent intervention regarding the Kualtavi incident. The memorandum, which bears signatures of leaders from various organizations, including all Manipur Meitei Pangal Clubs Organization, Federal Students Organization, Kangli Park, FESOK, Meitei Tribe Union, Manipur International Youth Center, Imagi Meira, Federation of Indigenous Peoples Democratic Movement, has demanded incorporation of Manipur's historical status into the Constitution and to exempt Manipur from Article 3 of the Constitution. It also demanded for presidential ordinance affirming Manipur's territorial integrity. The memorandum also contained a demand for safe passage of civilians on all national and state highways for all communities in Manipur and to advocate for stern action against terrorists and anti-social elements who are engaged in collection of illegal taxes on the highways for decades. On the issue concerning the incident that took place at Gualtabi, PPAM also demanded for resignation of Governor of Manipur, Security Advisor, Chief Secretary and DGP of Manipur. All Manipur United Clubs Organization Amuko President Fairujam Nando Luwang has encouraged persons with disabilities to drop inferior feelings and not to be shattered by their conditions. He was speaking at the 8th Foundation Day of New Hope Life Foundation for Disabilities at the conference hall of Kwakaitel Akam Lekai. Further noting that no one is certain about the eventualities in Manipur, Nando exemplified that an accident can make a normal person an amputee or disabled anytime. He also underlined the need for facing the eventualities of life with a determined heart and soul and lived to the fullest, while citing successful stories of differently abled persons.
BP stroke heart disable 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 with my power disable with my Sumba Mayam Labina, Karinda Mayam Nang Satinga with Pony and the Ningalite, Mio Mapoka, Power in a quay, Chinnagadam, Mam the Quatinabum Tui, a quay Lebaki, Amugi, Imungi, Leka, Tabaka, Yori, a quay Nami, Hypedu, Tonale, Tona Ibisina, a quay Mio Pipanka, Limio Senior.
Rajashree Chaudhary, National President of Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha, has asserted that all Kuki community who has no origin should be deported from India. The statement was made during a press conference held at Classic Ground, Chingmerong today. Speaking further, Rajashree said that each and every community has their origin, motherland or fatherland. However, Kuki community has none of these. She added that Kuki community forcefully inhabited at others' place and they should be deported from the country. Furthermore, Rajashree Chaudhary emphasized that Manipur is historically significant for India as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose first hoisted the tricolour Indian flag and founded Indian National Army in Manipur before the country gained its independence. Representatives of Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha visited and inspected the conditions of relief camps opened in valley districts. The Mahasabha also urged the Prime Minister to visit Manipur and resolve the ongoing conflict. The press conference was also attended by Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha Vice President and spokesperson Professor Neeram Gautam along with its Northeast head Bishwadeep Gupta.
It is this brave soil, very special soil of Manipur which gave the first victory of our independence. So how can we have conflict over here by immigrants who have nothing to do with the soil? The cookies do not know what they have done. Sort of they have, in course of time, they will be known as one of the terrorist clans, terrorist groups like Pakistan. Pakistan is not a nation, but it is a terror hub. Similarly, these cookies who are attacking you and the relief camps, we saw the relief camps and we were so shocked and we were very sad to see the women wailing. We in Sanatan, we do not like women wailing. That is a time when Draupadi was wailing, Kurukshetra happened. When Sita was wailing, Ram and Ravan fought and Rama won the war. Similarly, in this case, the cookies will have to leave India. They have to leave this land, holy land, because everybody who's an Indian has to accept that this is their holy land, this is their fatherland, this is their motherland. Then only they can be Bhartiyas. They can be voter card holders and Aadhaar card holders. If someone's holy land is somewhere else and Bharat is the cash cow for them, we want them to go to their own holy land. Let them settle there. So we are taking appropriate steps and I hope that someday the Prime Minister, our voice through the media reaches the Honorable Prime Minister and he visits the Maitei relief camp as the head of government and assures the restoration and preservation of the ancient culture of Manipur.
Mayang Imphal Kendra Development Committee on Sunday organized a one-day interaction program at the residence of Thongam Girani in Sekmaijing Thongam, focusing on the ongoing crisis in Manipur. During the event, various speakers deliberated on the worsening situation in the state and the need for collective awareness and actions. Among the key speakers was a former minister, Dr. Kumujam Ratan Kumar, who underscored the government's responsibility in protecting the lives and properties of its citizens. He questioned the prevailing state of insecurity and expressed concern over the inability of people to move freely within their own land. He asked, what is the point of living in a state where we can't roam freely? About Dr. Ratan Kumar also raised serious questions about the government's intention behind asking to remove the word Manipur from a bus carrying journalists to the Shiroi Lili festival. He termed the act as unacceptable and reflective of a deeper issue regarding state identity and pride. The programmers serve as a platform for local residents and stakeholders to voice their concerns and call for urgent action to restore peace and normalcy in Manipur.
Moi kari dole sarkar amagi mathau se kari roba sarkar amagi mathau se to protect the lives and property of the people haibane praja miyam se masi gi punsi kanba moi gi lan thum ngakpa masi sarkar gi mathau ne ba akoina lambi chachaba matamda ning tamda koi highway sing je akoi chachaba gi ayaba se masi gi constitution da piri bane bharat ki samvidhan da piri bane akoi gi iram da akoina chachaba ngamdra ai gi yumda ina lejaba ngamdra ba akoi hingbe kari kanari ye
Roman Luang, president of Young Manipuri Council, in short YMC Assam, has emphasized that the call for a Manipuri Autonomous Council in Assam represents the collective interests of all the Manipuri people residing in the state rather than being tied to any particular organization. He further voiced his disappointment with all Assam Manipuri Youth Association, Amaya, criticizing their approach for turning the demand into a private initiative. The statement was made during a press conference held at YMC's office at Silchar Panchayat Road today. Speaking further, Roman Luwang said that YMC has been putting its effort for the betterment of Manipuri society in Assam since its establishment. He further stated that every initiative undertaken by YMC was carried out with the backing of public and in cooperation with other organizations. Roman Luwang further highlighted that most members of YMC were past members of Amaya. However, they left Amaya and formed YMC due to Amaya advisor Kundal's domination of the organization.
All Assam Manipuri Association gi chief gazerna akoi yamka gi matangda unity hackers unity breakers haina asugumba steam mathokpa amadi yamka na pulaga ngasi akoi gi laiba organization mayam pulaga coordination autonomous council coordination committee sembagi matangda mahakna akoi se yamna hanthaba mongda amadi akoi se lairang ma tadabagi mongda bangna ulibgi matangda khuna madubu condemn tawjabani haibagi okhalonda akoi ngasi gi press tawjabani akoi ngasi yamka si jawi ba isinau sing akoi executive body se 99% akoi hana all Assam Manipuri Association amya chai tara hena akoi isagi humang isagi matam isagi paisa isagi i kudimak akoi na sacrifice tawraga proglaba adungba organization amadagi akoi se lakoni ai asama khana amyagi president oirami haji oiriba akoi chief advisor amyagi magi sumnan khan tawba president suma dum oiba general secretary suma dum oiba adi finance suma dum paiba aduga somdana ma advisor ni haiba alu matam dana akoi da dum thajanba aduga atei matam da ming lawda matam ama atei matam dana mana hek lawba lebang mayam sigi leader singa amuta maraga punna chamina ba jaktaba asigo mayam sina akoi se thau mayam to banga maroi haibagi wakhalon da akoi ngasi me ameri tolaga akoina senga lemna akoi ngasi yam ka phum tawbani.
Nongpok Ningthau Apanthoibi Trust has begun its 7-day workshop on Kanglai Umanglai Harauba at Ibudhau Ibendau Nongpok Ningthau Apanthoibi Temple today. The workshop aims to spread awareness about the traditional rituals and procedures of Umanglai Harauba to the public. Addressing the opening function, Uttara Sanglen Sana Konung Secretary Custom TH Ibonghal asserted that Lai Harauba is the only traditional festival accepted by across the state during this prevailing situation. He added that Sana Konung has been putting its effort to ensure Lai Harauba festival is performed with the right rituals in order to revive Meitei traditional religion. He also appealed the public to perform the right rituals during Lai Harauba festival. During the opening day of the workshop, Mayengbam Chingkhai of Uttara Sanglen spoke on the topic Umanglai Haraubada Amaiba Pena Maibi Singhi Machat Amasung Thaudang Singh. Ukal General Secretary M. Maniton spoke about Tongan Ba Umanglai Singhi Laichat Laihui Singh Amadi Lai Ikoba Makhal Singh and Lai Haraubada Taubayaba Amadi Yadaba, and Dr. T.H. Ruhi Chan of MUC spoke about Lautharol Amadi Lai Haraubada Famnaiba Amadi Thaugaloi Singna Laugadaba Thaudang. The participants also screened Lai Harauba during the event.
Lai Harauba si natragadi akwai hujik laiba Korean present situation asidadi akwai lining laishon mari phaiding nanaba yenadaba akwai meyamna pamba punamakse Lai Harauba sino werani haina khallaka Lai Harauba rom sida sana konung su enami yang chanchandana akwai Lai Harauba sida Lai Harauba di tawdri thabak thorum mayam se akwai kumna yang chelagadi akwai ipai poki nat leramba pot ase thoina magi hamjala pe jai hai ba wakhal wan sida Lai Harauba se akwai hinna ba kan honajar pani.
Swami Amrit Anand Dev Tirtharji Maharaj, who came down from Sadar Savagria Prithambur, Jammu and Kashmir, offered prayer at Sanamahi Temple, located at Haying Khongbal, Imphal, today to bring peace and normalcy in the state. Speaking to media persons after offering prayer, the sant emphasized the role of religious leaders and interfaith approaches towards bringing peace in the state. He also stressed on the importance of preserving one's own culture and identity.
सनामही संप्रदाय जो है सनातन धर्म का अंग है और ये प्रकृति पूजा से जुड़ा हुआ है। जैसे पृथ्वी, पवन, पानी, प्रकाश, ये जो ऊर्जा के स्रोत हैं वो सबके लिए, मनुष्य मात्र के लिए जरूरी है। इनको सुरक्षित रखने की, उनको संरक्षित रखने की जो प्रक्रिया सनामही संप्रदाय में अपनाई जाती है वह अनुकरणीय है विश्व के हर उस समाज को जो प्रकृति से जुड़ा हुआ अपने को पाता है, प्रकृति को संरक्षित करने के लिए सनामाही संप्रदाय की पूजा व्यवस्था का अनुकरण करना चाहिए। यह बहुत ही उत्तम प्रयास है और बहुत आदिकाल से हमारे यहाँ चला आ रहा है। ये प्रामाणिक संप्रदाय है। इसके संरक्षण संवर्धन के लिए भारत सरकार को हर तरह के प्रयास करने चाहिए। नारायण।
A patriotic music video titled Charoina Tetu Konglakle, sung by displaced students, was released today at Kondombi Memorial English School, Kakching Kunau Relief Camp. The music video is presented by Diamond TV Wahong Radio, which is based at Kongjom in Thobal district. Addressing the video releasing function, Managing Director of Diamond TV Wahong Radio, James Hekruzam, urged the public to support the music video and also encourage the public to listen to the words of displaced students. The lyricist of the music video is Ibomcha Angom, and it was composed by Ratan Mayang Lambam and Binod Kumar. United Family Skills Program, organized by Coalition Against Drugs and Alcohol KADA under United Nations Office for Drugs and Crime, concluded today at Imphal Hotel. Criminal justice expert of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, in short UNODC, Regional Office South Asia, Seema Joshi Arya, and President of KADA Manipur, Hijam Priyokumar, among others, attended the closing function as main dignitaries. Speaking on the sidelines, Secretary General of KADA Manipur, Takilambam Geet Chandra, informed that the program was taken up as a pilot project under UNODC, while adding that it includes a 3-month research study on the detrimental effect of drug abuse in families.
Ngasigi khoi program si maru ena khoi UN Family Skill Program aina Manipur da khoi pilot program oina pangthok chaba program ni haiba program si UNODC makha da pangthokpa adugumba program amkhang ni haiba program si da ngasi se khoi gi Family Skill gi program se khoi session mari thokna Wangkai High School da pangthok chaba ni sigi program si pangthok pada saruk yariba facilitators aduga family sing imung manung caregiver sing mayam du da khoi haiba certificate chu yanthok chaba gi thoron pangthok chaba ni.
Now moving to national news. Amid the fresh rising wave of COVID cases in the country, the northeastern region has reported its first COVID positive case. A pregnant woman in Arunachal Pradesh has been tested COVID positive. According to Northeast Live, the case has been reported from Ramakrishna Mission Hospital in state capital Itanagar, where the patient is admitted. Hospital sources confirmed that the woman had the symptoms of COVID and was advised to undergo testing, following which she was found to be COVID positive. The patient since then has been admitted in the hospital and has been kept in isolation. While the patient's condition is stated to be stable, she is being kept under constant observation by the hospital authorities. The COVID-19 worry has spread once again as cases rise in India, with total cases in the country reaching 1,010 till now. Another weather report. According to ICR Regional Center, Lamphal state's maximum temperature was recorded at 28 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 21.5 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 97% in the morning and 72% in the evening today. And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Kokomi Students Front shuts down the Chief Electoral Office at Lamphal and Geological Survey of India at Takil. Federation of Civil Society Organizations Folks Manipur submits Memorandum to Ministry of Home Affairs in new 5 points on the Manipur crisis. Congress leader Okrami Bobby terms governor's decision to take chopper for Raj Bhavan to avoid protesters in Imphal areas as shameful act. people continue to protest against Gwaltabi incident, demand Governor A.K. Bhalla to take responsibility rather than escaping from protesters. All Manipur United Clubs Organization Amako slams Ministry of Home Affairs for not taking responsibility as third party after mediating talks between civil society organizations on Manipur violence. And National Investigation Agency NIA charge sheets 3 more from Mizoram in armed trafficking case linked to Manipur violence. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching SKTV News and keep watching for more news updates. Till then, good night.